right now!
If he's natural looking like this, what would he be enhanced?
This is a brain rot special.
Tia Matic cooking in the basement.
And so, lo and behold, the Trend Twins spot you for 500. Already linking up with the Trend Twins. Now, think of the name Trend Twins, you know, the alliteration of it all. But the key word is there's trend in there. And so essentially, by seeing the Trend Twins over and over and over again, or perhaps you've seen guys like Togi mention performance-enhancing drugs, and so you become desensitized. It's as if, oh, that's not a big deal. It's just steroids. I mean, what is that? It's not that serious. And so when I was 17, we would never have thought of that. Perhaps I saw one, maybe two people in my lifetime that I thought was on performance-enhancing drugs. It's like, I think that guy's on steroids. It was shocking. But when every second person on Instagram is on performance-enhancing drugs, you're like, it's whatever, it's nothing. It's not a big deal. And so it's the desensitization of it all. Looks maxing. You're thinking that, hey, it's normal to smash your face. It's normal to chew on a dog ball to grow your jawbones a little bit bigger. Adding on shoulder pads to frame mog? All of it is not a big deal. Now, when breast implants first came out, when I was a young Coach Greg, it was like, did you hear the rumor? She got breast implants. Holy cow, can you imagine? Oh my God. It was shocking. Women were getting breast implants. People are talking, oh my goodness, that's so invasive. I would never do that. Now, anyone think getting breast implants is a big deal? It's about the same as getting Botox or lip filler. Everybody's doing it. And so it becomes normalized. And so for men, hey, when I was younger, it didn't matter how tall that you were. But I mean, think about it. Today, if you're not wearing foot inserts and you're below 5'11", they're thinking, well, why not? Like, you're only 5'11", bro. You're not even 6 feet.
That's it. What's your fit today?
The Monclese.
Oh, period.
I got jeans.
And shoes.
Height enhancing shoes. See, they're hookahs. So I'm like 6'7".
6'7"?
With my shoes on.
You're only a valid, worthy human being once you're at 6 feet tall, minimum of 200 pounds. I mean, the dating apps, they prove it. And so we've been desensitized. And so he's getting spotted by the Trend Twins to bench press 500 pounds. And so the celebratory response, the high fives, the bouncing of that bar off of his chest, it looks like he's playing basketball. I've never seen a bounce quite like this. And so, does that not motivate other people to use steroids? I mean, if you can bench press at least 500 pounds as a teenager, there's a good chance you're going to get a following. You might be able to work out with some of your idols who also are abusing performance-enhancing drugs. And so where's the motivation to stay natty? Like, I'm trying to picture myself as this 17-year-old, because remember, I was once 17. I could bench press almost 300. I thought it was impressive. If I had been born 30 plus years in the future, and I was in today's generation, and I were 17 years of age, and I posted a young Coach Greg, and I said, watch this, guys, this is 293 pounds. Exactly, weighed out in detail. And I'm weighing in the 140s. Would you all be impressed, or would you click to the next? Would you wait until you see in the alternate universe Coach Greg blast in hella gear, who's close to 200 pounds, who's bench pressing 500? Which would you watch? Which is more impressive? The guy who trained from the age of 10 to 17 natural, bench pressing double his body weight, or the guy who abused steroids starting at the age of 15 and now is bench pressing 500 pounds? Which is more impressive? And so there lies the problem. The problem is in society. The problem is in the people that are consuming this content, that they don't give a shit about you. You think they actually care about you, like you, the person inside. No, they care about the spectacle. The 5 seconds of watching you do the thing, they don't care if you're going to die. They don't care if you died 5 minutes later. And then they can move on with their world. They can then swipe next. What's the next hit of dopamine? And so you're thinking, people love me. They like me so much because look at all my followers. No, they don't give a shit about you. They just want to watch the spectacle that is you. There's a big difference between people that know and care about your well-being, you know, your friends, people that actually care about your future, and those that are just there to witness the spectacle. You're confusing the two. You think that 1 million followers that don't give a shit about you, the person, are more important than your 5 closest friends. Trust me, they are not. This is like the biggest flex possible. Perhaps the biggest flex in the bar from bending on a bench press that I've ever seen. But what exactly is the biggest flex? Impressing the trend twins who are also on performance-enhancing drugs? Surprised your chest isn't hurting after how hard you bounced off of it. Peak life experience. So I'm 50 years of age, and if you think his peak life experience, like when he's old, let's pretend in some fantasy imagination world, he lives to be 70. Do you think he's going to look back on his top 5 moments in his life? And in that top 5, one of them is going to be high-fiving the trend twins at 17 upon bench pressing 500 pounds after bouncing it off of his chest. There's 0% chance that that is one of his highlights. None. 0. Now, at 17, maybe. I can see that. He's 17. If he values a parasocial relationship and it's now come to fruition, he's meeting his idol and he's high-fiving him, absolutely, this could be incredibly exciting at 17. But when he gets older and looks back, and trust me, he's going to regret being on steroids at 17. He's going to regret all of this. When he gets to his maximum bench press at perhaps 21 years of age, and the doctor tells him, look, you're lucky you made it this far with your blood pressure at 180 over 130. It's ridiculous. You need to stop. Your kidneys, they can't handle this. And he's thinking, yeah, but how is my bench press going to go up? It's 770. I need to get to 800. Well, the only way you can do that is to gain another 20 pounds. Well, you can't gain the 20 pounds because if you do, you're going to die. And so he has to lose the weight, and now he can only bench press 450. Oh, life sucks. I used to enjoy bench pressing, but now that I can only do 450, it sucks. I used to do 770. Or in comparison, he's natural and say he benched, say, 365. Do you know how incredibly impressive benching 365 would be at 17? I did 293. Way better than me. And then at 18, he's at 395. And then at 19, he does 405. And at 20 and 21, it keeps going up, perhaps 10 or 20 pounds each and every year. And eventually, he's like, I'm 30 now. I can't bench press anymore. Perhaps he hit his peak 500. He has the world record for juniors in his weight class, whatever. And he's thinking, I really want to use performance-enhancing drugs. I almost started him at 16 or 17 years of age, but I watched a Coach Greg video and he told me that I would regret it. And so I'm going to wait until I'm older. He told me, wait until you reach your natural genetic limit. You're at least 25 years of age, your brain is finished developing, and if you still want to do it, you still can't stop yourself, well then, hey, if I can get you to wait that long, train at least 10 years, you're at least 25, you're at your natural genetic limit, I've done my job. If you then decide to use steroids, well, I did my best. You did better than most people. You perhaps did almost as good as Coach Greg. Remember, I started lifting at 10. I didn't use performance-enhancing drugs until I was in my 30s. I was at my natty limit, and I wanted to get an IFBB Pro card, and so I decided to hop on. Now, do I regret? Yes, absolutely shouldn't have done it. It's going to take years off my life, most likely, but I am doing my best to undo the damages by riding bikes, doing cardio, eating healthy, and so on. And so I'm telling you, when you get older, your brain, it's going to shift. You're not going to think like you're thinking right now. I was once you. Think of it. I was 17 years old. I was a great bench presser, one of the best in the world. I literally have set world records, Guinness Book of World Records, and World Masters Powerlifting World Records. And so I know what I'm talking about. And when you get older, you're not going to look back and think, I wish I had used steroids sooner. It's mind-boggling to think that people think that using steroids at 15, 16, 17, and so on is a good idea. It's so stupid and so moronic, and there's no way you're going to be thinking, oh, I wish I'd started that sooner. You might be thinking, I wish I'd started my weight loss journey sooner. I wish I'd found a sport or a hobby that I like sooner. I wish I ate healthier sooner. I could see how people would do that, but it's never going to be a time when you wished you'd hopped on sooner. And so if you're contemplating going on steroids right now, or even peptides, SARMs, whatever, and you're not sure, the answer is most certainly 100% for sure, not today. Later down the future, maybe, but not right now. You can wait. Now, if you are in fact older, of course, you can hop on Turk Builder Max, Turk Platinum. You can get on Geo2 Max. This can most certainly improve your performance way better than creatine. And remember, you're thinking, that's a big statement. Creatine is the most researched supplement of all, yeah? And this is better than that. And remember, if it doesn't exceed your expectations, as in it doesn't help you way more than creatine, not a little bit more, way more, money back guarantee, that's in full, not store credit, and on top of the money back guarantee, a $50 gift card. And so does that make sense? And so if you're on the fence and you're not sure, what do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. All right, and so he has a lot of muscle, full-looking pecs. He has a small waist. His body fat percentage is not all that low, probably in the low 20s. But obviously, he doesn't care about that. He cares about his bench press. But he has an amazing shape and could most likely do well in bodybuilding, powerlifting, whatever. Now, some of you are going to say, well, where's the proof? We don't know if he's on performance-enhancing drug. It's not like he's saying, hey, I'm on this many milligrams of test, this much tren, this many peptides, and so on. But consider this. If he lifted this much natural, 620 pounds, with performance-enhancing drugs, which most certainly help at least 100, maybe 200 pounds, would he at 17, with steroids, be bench pressing 750? Like, think of it that way. Reverse engineer it. If he's natural looking like this, what would he be enhanced? I mean, it's an interesting technique. He's got 495 pounds. And so this is what I've done for 4 reps paused. And he is going to bench press the same weight that I could do for 4 reps paused. And he's going to bounce it off of his chest. And so essentially he's lifting the same weight as I am. I was just doing it stricter with the pause. But consider this. I was 35 years of age and on hella drugs when I did it, and he's 17. Make it make sense. It's interesting, like he kind of slowly lowers it to here, and when he gets it halfway down, he then speeds it up and bounces it to get the stretch reflex action. I don't know how his pecs are not tearing at his age. In particular, when you're on performance-enhancing drugs, the muscles, they get stronger than the ligaments and tendons, and so he's at a high risk. And when you've got 500 pounds loaded up, accidents can happen. I see no spotter in sight. And so what happens if he tears his pec? And what if he passes out? He could literally end himself and his entire future in this lift. And so it says he weighs 217 pounds. And so if he were competing in powerlifting, he would be weighing in under the 100 kilogram division. And so these are ridiculous lifts. Actually, frankly, for any body weight, this is incredible. And so why wouldn't he just remain natural? Stay off the steroids, get your weight down under 200 pounds, bench press probably would still be doing close to 400. And would that not be impressive enough?
I'm Dallas McCarver, 22 years old, youngest IFBB pro in the world.
But Dallas McCarver is not alive anymore. He was abusing performance-enhancing drugs. He puts the audio of someone who's no longer with us in his 20s. Is this an omen? Is he foreshadowing? Why would he do this?
I developed a desire to be great in this sport, and that desire was greater than my urge to go out and party or waste time eating junk food.
Honestly, wasting time eating junk food and partying would be healthier than abusing performance-enhancing drugs at 16 and 17 years of age. Dallas McCarver isn't alive anymore. You all know who he is. And so he's essentially telling us with the choice of his audio that I don't care if I make it to 30. I love this. If you loved it that much, you could do it natural. Of course, it's more fun when your bench press is going up 5 or 10 pounds each and every week. Of course it is. And when you're using testosterone tren, of course you're going to get stronger very quickly, and it's going to be more fun. But if you love the sport enough, the way I did, you could do it natural. I did 42 shows bodybuilding 100% natural before using performance enhancing drugs. And powerlifting, over 60 while natural. And so if you truly love the sport, you would love it enough to be able to do it and enjoy it without using performance enhancing drugs. It'd be like somebody trying to say, oh, I really love the bars. The bars are the best. I love the music, the bands, the EDA concerts. They're amazing, but you're only liking them when you're sniffing creatine, doing addies, and using vitamin K. And so do you like the band? Do you like the concert? Or do you like the substances? Because if you liked the concert enough, you would enjoy it sober. And so frankly, the bench press, it didn't count. His ass was off the bench, and so it cheated it. Essentially, that would be the same thing like putting that plaque on your bag. If your spotter helped you lift the weight up, would it really count? I don't think so. And so you can see the rest of the pads on his bench press. We see 495 pounds ascended. What's wrong with that? And so do you really need to get each badge every single year? You know, you need the 405 by 15, the 495 by 16, and the 585 by 17. And what's next? You need a 675? Like, do you need that badge? And what are you going to do to get it? Is it worth killing yourself by the time you're 20? When is it enough? I'm telling you, it'll never be enough. See, that's the thing, because comparison is the thief. And so no matter how much you can lift, you're going to compare yourself to somebody who does more. If you were natural, you could compare yourself to other natural bench pressers at your age. But because you're not, you have to compare yourself to the strongest bench pressers of all time. And so the bar is very high. And even when you're the best, you break the world record, you're thinking, well, what about the weight class up from me? What about in that next age group? And so it's the hedonic treadmill. It continues to move away from you. The closer you get to your goal, the further it moves away. You'll never be satisfied. And so by using performance enhancing drugs, it's not helping you. It just raises the bar that much more. Had you remained natural, the bar would be much lower. You would get the same joy in setting your PRs and knowing that you actually did it. Not the drugs, not the thing, not the injection, but you. Now remember, anyone out there who's using performance enhancing drugs, or maybe you're considering it, please reach out to AlgoRx, get your blood work done, have the doctors look over it, make sure you don't have high blood pressure, or perhaps you have kidney problems, liver problems. Is there certain medications that you need? Rather than using HRT, could you go on enclomiphene? Do you need Cialis, Viagra? Or what about a GLP? Many of you are morbidly obese and you could use some help. Don't forget, this is not some research chemical site. This is not some sketchy lab. Everything from AlgoRx comes from compounding pharmacies. Doctor prescribed, FDA approved everything. They don't even sell Retta. Full disclosure, did you know that that is not approved yet for human consumption? And so if you want a different GLP, not Retta, not FDA approved, you can get it from AlgoRx, the quality you can trust. Code Greg for your discount. Subscribe, click the bell button. Don't forget to comment for the Algo as well as to go to AlgoRx, watch one of those two bloops, and to get coached by me and my team to get my shit into your stores to sell, or to get sponsored, or even to be an ambassador. Click the frickin' link right now and let's get started today. And until next time, I am out.